Namaste, guys. Hi. Phoenix here. I hope you all are doing amazing. Happy Sunday. Today is all about the I am presence, right? And so I was like doing a little cleaning around the house, dusting and things like that. And so I was just like saying to myself, if I was cleaning, like, wait, what is my daily assignment? And so I come here and I pull some cards, and this isn't essentially, it doesn't have to be for you all, but it can be. Okay. I make these videos when I am in a process, well, whatever I am doing, I put these videos up so that you can see how I heal. And so this is something that I've been practicing for the past 7 years. It is called awareness. I'm sure you all, that's why the name of the channel is called Alchemy with Phoenix, right? Because we alchemize personalities, right? Beliefs, personas, demons. We slay demons over here. And so what came up to me was that sun energy, that sonship energy. And while I was sitting here, I got the notion, a house divided against itself cannot stand. That's in, I think, Matthew or Mark, the book of Mark or the book of Matthews. I work with Ascended Master Yahusha closely. And so, I don't know, I embody that energy. I don't know how else to say that. Everybody is different, okay? But that's just an energy that I embody. And so, yeah. And so I was just like, I can do that, right? Like, let me see what this is about. And so what came to me, a house divided against itself cannot stand, right? And that essentially means the two, right? You are two, right? I hear you. There is your soul self, your sun self, right? And there is the world you, right? So they call that 234 on the timer. They call that the sleep you, the one that is constant state of being in the world, right? The one that is constantly narrating about itself, constantly being, doing only for itself. And that is a constant state of, what am I going to do next? It's like perpetuated self. It could be loathing, it can be sadness, it can be stress, it can be worry, it can be fear, right? And so we guilt, shame, hurt, defeat. On this channel we talk about how to defeat or integrate those personas, right? And so that was something that came up because a house divided against itself cannot stand, right? And so you are here to train that. You programmed you to focus on the God self within you, the sun self, right? And so you do that by becoming aware, constantly becoming aware, constantly making a change, readjusting yourself day by day. I've been on this journey for 7 years, 6 years, okay? My son passed away in 2018, and 2019 my journey started. And so I've been aware, becoming aware of the inner me. And that is my path to live as that me, to return that of a child, as Ascended Master Yahusha says, right? That is essentially my path. Everybody is different, but this is what my channel is about. You returning to that of a child, you receiving the kingdom of heaven, you bringing heaven on earth, right? And so you do that. And I'm stating that to you, the 6-year journey that I've been on, is because it's not going to happen overnight. Because that you that has lived in this world, I'm finna be 50. There's 50 years of that. Like 44 years of that me that has been built up in this world. Not only that, wow, there's my ancestors' things that I've chosen to come here and take on, right? There is collective things that I've chosen here to come and take on, right? And so by you becoming aware and dropping the labels, not only, wow, are you healing yourself, you are healing your ancestor lineage, the ones that don't know a way out of this, okay? The ones that may be stuck in the in-between, okay? Not their soul self, but their personality selves. The personality that they clung on to at the time that they passed away is still stuck in the Labardo, I don't know, the limbo, that voided state, because they are unaware that there is something beyond, or they are unaware, they are afraid to go over, the rest of them to go over, right? That's usually the versions of us that come back to this physical reality to do it again, and the soul says, okay, you know, whatever you want, let's go do it. Okay, if you feel like this is going to bring you home, all of you home with me, you know, the prodigal son, then go out and go do it, right? And the soul is like, yeah, you know, because it wants all of you to come home. Wow. I'm aware of this presence that's with me. It is just so beautiful. Okay, thank you for showing up. Wow. And so, oh, I'm gonna cry. Okay, so that was something that was coming up today while I was cleaning. And so I pulled some cards on the energy, you know, to make sure I was on the right path, or to see like the outcome of us continually doing that, okay? And I catch myself doing that day to day anyway, becoming aware of who and what I am, especially when I'm trying to navigate this realm when I'm outside. That's something that I'm really practicing for my PTSD, because I really want to heal that. And so that is something that I've been practicing a lot more, and I have been becoming more aware of the soul essence within me. I've been seeing that I've been living as that more frequent now. And so the cards that I got, the benefits of this, there is a presence with me, okay? I believe it's the Ascended Master Yahusha, and I'm feeling the impressions, and I'm trying to express this, okay? And it's like eyes of the eagle rising above the fray. Oftentimes you'll rise above things of this physical reality. This is like 100% witchcraft proof. This is like your bulletproof is what I'm getting. This is how you put on the full armor of God when you are in this state of awareness, because technically your personalities don't exist, right? And so this is what keeps you there. This is what helps you stay in the now, so that you create new beginnings, because there is always new beginnings in the now, and you're able to see them, okay? And then echoes of loss is here. And then this say you feel the ache of emotional loss or separation. This is you being separate, you perceiving yourself as separate from who and what you are, right? The internal you, the sacred you, the soul you, right? That is where we lost connection with, right? Grief is a sacred emotion. That is where you will heal grief at, in that space of sitting with the soul self, because you never lost you. You never lost a loved one, because they are all you. You never lost things. You never lost property. You never lost friends. You never lost lovers, because they are all you, right? And when you return to that state of oneness within yourself, you will gain a deeper understanding within this space is where you will be validated of your oneness of the all. Oh, within this space is where you will reunite with your all, okay? And it says, it shows where loved live. Honor the loss and trust the healing. Trust that healing will follow. And then you become to just release it all. This is what helped me heal from grief from my son. In 2019, he just made 17 and August 30th. And September 9th, he was shot in the chest, died instantly. And I went to God. This was before I knew God was inside of me. There is no God out there, okay? This was before I knew that. And I was really upset because I said, how can something happen like this to a 17-year-old child who was getting ready to go to college, you know, straight A student, honor roll, you know, I don't know. But anyway, I went to bed and I made myself lay down and I told God, I'm not waking up, because I didn't understand what was happening. And I asked God, why do it hurt so bad? And then God told me, what essence did you feel from him that you feel has been taken away from you, or you feel that I have taken away from you? And I had to sit with that question for a while. And then I felt the unconditional love. I never experienced unconditional love in my life, this incarnation. I didn't know what it was. I was always loved on condition. On condition, you can provide me with this. On condition, you can do this. On condition, you can do that. I never felt unconditional love, but my middle son loved me unconditionally. And I understood. And then God said, in my absence, my perceived absence, I bore that to you so that you can understand what my unconditional love felt like. And I said, whoa. And it said, through me is the only way you will ever receive that same feeling again. And from that point on, 6 years ago, I only searched for God. And there was nothing, no church, no religion, no person could tell me after that, because I understood that that essence was within me. And it appeared to me many times. And there was no thing anyone can say to me that would convince me otherwise, because there is no do I believe. There is a knowing. There is an experience. There is a lived experience, right? And so this is the healing that I've gained, the understanding of the hurt, the pain, how to overcome obstacles in my outside reality, how to view them as lessons, how to view them as the isness, the beauty of the coming together of the whole of it all. And so now it became about how to work with the energy, how to process the energy of the happening. And so I'm mastering that part of it, because it's levels to healing, right? There is psychological healing, there is emotional healing, right? And so it's mind, body, and soul, right? And then there is embodiment. And so I understand now I am on the path of embodiment, right? So if you would look at my videos, you would see how they progress, right? And so this was something that what started me on this journey and helping, you know, spirit, me attempting to channel what is expressed through me every day, every hour, every minute, every second, every millisecond of the day, okay? And so then we have the Galactic Mushroom, which is the Divine Matrix, okay? These cards just came out, and I'm just sharing with you my read, okay? This is my read, and I'm just sharing my energy with you so you can see, right? And this is where magic happens. This is why my life is magical. This is where I see magic. This is where time slows down. This is where nothing and everything exists. This is where limitless possibilities is. This is where your soul self calls the shot. Your sun self calls the shots. And you allow beauty to just unfold in front of you without forcing, without trying to be or trying to get. And when I understand, when I hear that second version of me coming in and trying to pull me back to sleep or put me back to sleep, I'm able to recognize it and become aware of its speaking. I become aware of its talking to me, right? And I see it as a separate entity, right? I see it as something separate, and I become aware of it, and I bring her back home to me, right? And this is the Father Gate, clarifying that the bold step forward. This is where you walk through that gate, right? You are constantly held by the God within you, okay? Card number 55 can be significant. And then it says foundational strength, right? You are constructing a stable base for future achievements. Success built slowly is success that endures. Strengthen your foundation with care, right? And so this is you being able to come against adversaries. This is you standing in the faces of adversity and still standing strong. This is very much giving the energy of when some king, I don't know it all the way, but this is giving me the energy of when the king wanted these men to bow down to them, and they say they only serve God, and they put these men in a fireplace trying to burn them, and they walked out unscathed. This is giving me the energy of one of those, and I'm talking about biblical terms, when they went to jail and they walked out, the door is unlocked for them, they walked out. This is giving me the energy of Ascended Master Yeshua walking on water. This is giving me the energy of the blind man seeing. This is giving me the energy of Mary Magdalene being, which by the way is the 13th disciple. She is the return of the divine feminine, okay? This is Mary Magdalene, Isis, resurrecting Osiris, right? Coming home, returning home. Okay, these are all allegories. These are all psychological terms, right? And so this is giving me the energy of that. You being able to stand strong in face of adversities, you facing your adversaries with that strength, right? With that core foundational strength when they are accusing you and pointing at you and laughing at you and doing things and saying things against you when they are not true, right? And you standing firm in the belief of who and what you are and what rides with you, okay? That's your main ride or die, right? That divine force that resides inside of you, right? This is giving me that energy, okay? You knowing that whatever your outside reality is appearing as, right? It is just appearing as that. But you know what resides inside of you is keeping you sustained, keeping you from feeling the hurt of the outside reality. And the only reason you feel and experience the hurt of the outside reality is because your narrator self, right? The self that takes it personal, the self that judges it, right? The self that, man, this whole video is synchronistic because last night before I went to sleep, I wound up seeing this. ad of a man talking about how to respond in the face of when somebody is accusing you of something, and then we're here right now. So, man, I knew you before you were born. This is, and you know, we are born every day. We come back into this physical body every day. Okay, because this can go deep. Let me stay here, okay? And then we have the Horseman, herald of change, right? And then there is treasures hidden in the shadows, okay? The more you become aware of your surroundings, where are you, right? Where am I? I'm right here at my desk. I am in my kitchen area, but a desk area, right? This is me. I am here. My physical body is here right now, right? What am I doing? I am speaking to a video. I am reading the energy. I am interpreting oracle cards, right? This is where I am. This is what I'm doing, right? And I am interpreting the energy that is sprinkling my crown chakra, and it is being manifested through me, right? And so the more you go back to that state, right? And every now and again, thank you, I can hear the outside voice comes in. What if you're doing it wrong? What if nobody likes it? I can hear that undertone of it. And so you can, thank you, strengthen your intuition that way also. Namaste to you too. Wow. You can strengthen your intuition that way also, okay? Because you begin to recognize the feel of that sadness, and you can name it. This is fear that I hear. Fear of being judged. Fear of not being believed. That is something that I experienced my entire life. So that is something that I am aware that I am healing. It's coming back home to me, right? You're going to constantly, that's that imposter syndrome. I just heard that loud and clear. So, wow. And then we have reclamation, right? It's just the flow of this energy. It's just beautiful. And I thank you for being here. And I love you so much. And I thank you. Wow. And then we have, you are reclaiming lost pieces of yourself. Memories, gifts, and power. Once buried, memory, gifts, and power, once buried, are resurfacing. Welcome them back into your being with love and pride, right? And this is a healthy state of pride. This is the pride of, damn, I'm proud of myself. I did that with awareness. I did that from a healthy space. This is giving me the energy of last night. I was laying in the bed and my cramps. I have cramps the second day of my menstrual cycle. Men, I believe every man should hear this, because women's feminine energy, our natural okay, has been demonized for years. Some women take birth controls and won't even come on a cycle. That is a natural cleanser for women, right? We as a woman, we are natural receivers, right? This is a sidebar. We are natural receivers, and we receive it all. We, especially if we're in a relationship, we receive the stresses of our man. The man goes out into the physical reality. The world beats up on him. He comes home and he expresses that his energy is in that is all around his energy field. Us loving receivers as we are, or as we awareness, we should be aware that we do that. We do that naturally anyway, right? Like Mother Earth, nature, right? We do that anyway, whether you are aware of it or not. That is your gift. And that is what the menstrual cycle does. It processes that. It doesn't only process the unfertilized egg, right? It doesn't only just cleanse that from out of you. It cleanses everything from out of you, right? And so I was laying in the bed and I was feeling it, and I thought it was a little bit different, because the pain felt a little different the way it came to me. And I was just like, my pain, I am able to understand my physical body. My intuition interprets the energy of my physical body, the energy of anything in my energy area. My intuition interprets that to me. And so I was laying there, and the thoughts that were coming up when I'm in pain. This has been happening to me for years, okay, because of when I got hit by a car as a child. You know, that's that Chiron energy. I understood that that was ability of mine, but before I knew it was ability, I was always wondering, like, why do things hurt me so bad? Because not only is my body in a physical sensation, right? The brain communicates it. It will bring up thoughts of hurt. It will bring up memories of hurt, and that intensifies the pain for me. I don't just feel it in my leg. I feel a actual sensation, right? And that sensation does, medically speaking, activate things in the brain so that it can tell you that it's in pain, right? But it also tells you why it's hurting, and that's something that I can do. I can interpret pain, and my cramps was telling me that. I was like, why are you feeling like that? Like, what is going on with you? And she said, because you think I'm doing something wrong. And I said, no, like, oh my God, why would you think that? Like, I've never thought that of you. Like, why would you think that? But because it just wasn't me. It was ancestral. It was collective. It just was like, I'm wrong, because women, we don't like cramps. It hurts, right? And so we have this stigma of it's wrong, it's a bad thing, it shouldn't be feeling so painful and stuff like that. You know, sometimes my cramps can be so bad, so I got to lay on the bathroom floor because it's a cold floor. I don't know why. And so I didn't start getting really bad cramps after my baby boy. Other than that, I had a really easy cycle, and so my cycle still lasts for 5 days, and it's regular, okay. Waning, my cycle comes on in a waning now, and it's all about releasing. So I understand that I am releasing things, and so according to the moon cycle, like I work with my moon cycle because I'm a divine feminine. And so she was just like, because you think I'm wrong for, and I was like, oh my God, no. Like, I had to love, and self-love. That is the definition of self-love, right? That is the epitome of self-love, right? From a healthy space, right? So that was a sidebar, okay? But getting back to the message, that is how you reclaim all of you, right? That was just an example, right? But that is how you reclaim every part of you, right? You're able to listen to the you that needs help. You're able to listen to the you that you're able to go, your soul self, your sun self is able to show you how to heal those versions of you, right? The intercession, right? That is where intercession happens. Thank you. What the biblical term, religious term, intercessors, right? You're able to pray. That is where prayers are answered. You know, I'm just showing you spiritually, psychologically, and religious how it all pans out to the same thing, right? And so that is what happens in that space of wholeness, in that space of oneness, okay? Because a house divided against itself cannot stand, okay? Because you have these two people, you have the one that's focused on the bullshit, and you have that soul self that is unscathed, unhurt, untouched, ever loving, ever present, always with you, holding you, guiding you, being for you what you cannot be for yourself, because you don't know how to be that for yourself. You're not supposed to. You are never meant to hold it all, right? That is that energy, right? And then we have lost compass, and this is where you get back to integrity, right? Because you understand what you are, who you are, right? From an integral space. That's why I tell you, I operate from integrity. I don't have no choice. Whatever resides inside of me, its essence, it will not allow me to operate anything of, if it's not here, I can't do it. It's the craziest thing, but it's a good thing because it keeps my conscience clear. It keeps me from overthinking and overanalyzing. I understand that anything that puts me in that space, I shouldn't be fucking doing it. And I just don't do it. And I walk this realm feeling better about myself. People If I'm not supposed to be around them, I will hear it. Like, it will constantly nag, 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 nag. And I would just be like, holy crap, like, what am I seeing? Because I embody intuition. And so that is something that is, you know, some people can say it's from severe PTSD, to where you recognize like patterns and things like that. You may feel unsafe around people, especially when you get in a certain situation that reminds you of an event that happened to you that gave you PTSD, right? I understand that from a psychological perspective, but I understand it from a spiritual perspective also, right? I understand it from a religious perspective, right? And so I'm asking Spirit to give me an example, to give you from a religious perspective. So I'm seeing, like, I don't know which disciple was this, but when the Ascended Master Yeshua knew, when he knew what was going to happen to him, right? He knew he was going to be crucified. And I think Peter said, blasphemy, lies and stuff like that, right? And Ascended Master Yeshua didn't agree with him. His integrity told him, no, this is what I need to do, even though someone else, thank you, his friend, his man, his cool homeboy was like, no, man, you can't do that. You can't go away from us because, you know, people don't understand you. Ascended Master Yeshua said, get behind me, Satan, because this is my path, and I have to walk this path. If I don't walk this path, then you, my friend, you know, are not going to be able to understand what it was all for, right? And so you have to walk your path in integrity. You have to do what it is that your soul needs for you to do. Hence the video I put up yesterday about living as you, living as your soul's signature, not living according to no one else's rules, okay? Because we are all different. We are all on different timelines, right? They're applauding me because, yeah, my guys, they confirmed me. I don't need to be confirmed. But anyway, we have adaptability, right? Woodwives, right? You're able to adapt to change, right? You're able to adapt to the things of this outside realm because you don't see it as an enemy. You don't see it as the world is against you. You don't see it as people are out to get you. And both can be true, right? Because of dual nature of reality, right? But if you can rise above the fray, right, see it from a higher perspective, you gain the knowledge and understanding to know that it was never about you. It was always about them, right? And then we have the soul calling, because your soul wants to return home. Your soul wants you to remember me. That is like your inner child. It's like, hey, this is where we have fun at. This is where we can release everything at, right? And it says, you hear a new call rising from the depths. It asks for commitment. You being committed to it, right? You being committed to your higher self, right? That is true commitment. And whatever you tend to your garden, your internal garden, so shall you manifest it in your outside reality. So shall it be brung unto you, right? This is this energy. It don't have to be manifested, but it can. You can use that term if you so feel. That is up to you. But it, for me, is a state of allowance. I just allow whatever healing, and I don't expect it, right? Because I'm not healing for expecting a reward. I am doing this because my soul, that is just something that I'm here to do. Like I said, the Master Yeshua, he was here to deny the flesh. He was here to, not the flesh, but his personas, right? He was here to show you how to do it. There are other ways, right? All paths lead home. There is the Buddha way, right? There's the Sophie way, Sophie, right? There's that way, right? There are all paths, right? But if they become fear-based religions, you need to move away from it because it is keeping you stuck to your patterns, right? I hope that makes sense, right? Ooh, this is the path of freedom. This is the path of true awakening. This is the path of, and you don't have to take this path. This is just the path I chose because I know what freedom means for me, what freedom means for my lineage, what freedom means for my children and my grandchildren. This is the path that I chose, right? Because it's time for them. This is, their gift from the Most High. The ancestors didn't leave them physical treasures, but they left them spiritual treasures. Through me, they operate through me. Okay. You hear a new call rising from the depths. It asks for commitment, courage, and heart. Say yes to the adventure your soul prepared for you long ago. And then we have obstacles here. And then we have expansion. And so the download that I got from obstacles, the wall, only seeing options with the mind, the limited space. Not seeing all possibilities. That is where you see limitless possibilities in the now space, right? And then expansion is here, clarifying the bottom of the deck energy. Your energy field is growing beyond old limits. New opportunities are reaching for you. Stretch into the unknown with joy and curiosity. This is giving me the energy of the painter, I don't know, Leonardo da Vinci, you know, when the man in the brain is reaching out to the man Adam, and he's just like kind of like and the man is like really reaching. This is giving me that energy, okay, that your soul is desperately reaching out to you. It desperately wants to be for you what no one else can be for you, because no one else was designed to be that for you. It's not their job to do that. Emotional mastery. I'm not surprised. You have watched storms. You have weathered storms of feelings and emerged wiser. Emotional mastery is not numbness. It is awareness and choice, led with your healed heart. And so, surrender here. This energy has been out for a while. And I've been asking, you know, my guides, your guides, to help me show you what surrender looks like since yesterday when those cards was coming out. And this is the answer that they gave me, how to surrender to the now moment, to be in the present. I hope this made sense for you all. I love you all so much. I really do. Because I am you and you are me. Resonating, rest and renewal, choices and consequences, feast and plenty. You know, you choose. Choose wisely. Choose yourself. Dream thief, refusal of call. Refusing to see the truth even when your dreams shared, even when your dreams showed you them. Okay, so always go back home. That is a space of deep healing, a space of love, a space of purity, a space of light, okay? Take care of yourselves, you guys. And bye.